Good morning guys. We're back at it again with another video. We're going to be making headway on the garage next week once we get the delivery from VersaTube. In the meantime, I've got some time to start working on Hannah's yoga pavilion. So what I'm thinking that we're going to do is a 10 by 16 concrete slab right in this area here. Then we're going to build a pergola up as well. So I've got some 3 by 3 steel posts there that we're going to be using as the main pergola posts. And I've also got some 1.5 by 1.5 steel tubing, as well as some perforated sheets and some welded wire sheets that we're going to use in the pergola. And then on top, we're going to be doing just like a standard shade sail on top. Yesterday, I spent about half the day just cleaning up this tree here. So now what we're going to be working on is creating a basically like a flat surface for the pad here. So with the pad being 10 by 16, I think I'm going to go 24 feet wide and then also 24 feet down, because on the basically on the east side of the structure, what I want to do is like some really nice rammed earth benches and also a rammed earth fire pit. So I think that that'll be a cool little feature of this area. Once we prep the site, then I'm going to start digging the holes that we're going to be using for the pergola posts. Then I'm going to build the formwork around it, and then we'll pour the slab right with the posts in place. And just with all the site prep that has been happening with the garage and all the concrete work, I've definitely picked up on a few things here. So I think this is going to go real smooth. So right here, I'm measuring 24 feet across. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where the corner posts for the site prep area is going to be. I'm going across and measuring another 24 feet across here. And now I'm running a string line across, and I'm going to be using the string line to find out exactly, what is level. Once I figure out exactly where level is going to be, I just tie on these little red ribbons, just so that when I'm adding soil to this area, I know about how high I need to go with it. We had a ton of soil left over from when our water tanks were originally dug out, so I just used a lot of that soil to build up the site prep area. What was really nice with that soil is just because we had some rains recently, is that a lot of it still had some moisture in it, which is really nice when you're doing a site prep area like this with sand, because I can drive over it and it can compress down really nice. So the yoga pavilion, it's about 150, 175 feet away from where the house is. So to move all the soil over, it was probably at least 3 or 4 hours of work, and now you can see I'm starting to build up the second lift for the soil to get it up to the right level on the end that is needs the most soil here. I just used the bucket of the tractor just to really level the area out. I didn't even use the box cannon on the back of the tractor. Having a tractor like this for doing site prep, for doing a lot of the work on the homestead, is just so incredibly useful. So after I got the site prep area to where I wanted it to be, I just drove over it a ton to really kind of compress it down, and using the bucket on the tractor to smooth it out as much as I could. When I ran the string lines for the formwork, I found that I was only about half an inch to an inch off of it being completely level. All right guys, so the site prep area turned out real nice. On the low edge right here, we came up probably close to 16 inches almost to give ourselves a flat surface for the pad here. So we're gonna be digging out the footers for the pergola posts. I'm gonna use some batter boards in order to get the outside of where the footers are gonna be going with the sonotube there. Once we get those dug into place, then we'll reset up the batter boards for the pergola posts. It's gonna be hitting over 100 degrees today, so it's going to be quite warm. So we're going to take it nice and easy today, drink lots of water, make sure I don't get dehydrated, get heat stroke or anything like that. I think that I got everything that I need, so let's get started. So I'm running the first string line across here, which is the basis for all the measurements that we're going to be doing for the formwork here. I'm using a string line just to ensure that all these lines are going to be completely level. I use concrete stakes for the batter boards. It was just a lot easier to use the stakes as opposed to using wood stakes. At the end of this string line here, what I'm doing is I'm tying on a small piece of 2x4 just so that the string line will stay in place while I try to make sure that it is a perfect 90-degree angle. So right here I'm measuring 8 feet across from the corner and I'm putting a post in there. Then I'm measuring up 6 feet from that same corner, and the distance between that post and the 6 feet mark should be exactly 10 feet just to ensure that we have a perfect 90-degree angle. So I just had to make a small adjustment on the batter boards, and then I just use a nail and loop the string around the nail just to ensure that it's going to stay nice and taut. I also adjusted the height of all the batter boards just to ensure that we're going to be, these string lines are perfectly level. I did the same thing on the other side there, just using the 3-4-5 triangle just to make sure that everything's at 90 degrees, and then running the string line across for the for the far side here. So the measurements along the long side is 16 feet, and then along the short side it's 10 foot 3 inches. Once I was happy with the position of the string lines, I measured across the diagonals just to ensure that it was a perfect rectangle. I then cut the 12-foot sonotube into 2-foot pieces because we're just going to be going down 24 inches for these footers here. Since our frost line is really only between 4 to 12 inches, this is mainly just for the structural integrity of the posts. You'll notice that when I'm digging out these holes, I'm using a lot of water in there. That's just because it really helps with digging in sand and keeping the sand clumped together, because it just tends to like to fall apart and break off very easily. If I were going any deeper than 24 inches, I'd certainly be using a post hole digger. Just but for only going down 24 inches, just using the shovel was fine. Once the sonotube was at the right level, then I was able to backfill. What I did on other holes that I didn't do on these two was use the handle of the shovel and use it almost kind of like a tamping stick to really compress the dirt down into the hole. Alright guys, we got all the holes dug, we got all the sonotubes in the ground there. Everything is looking real nice. I think that's going to bring today's video to a close. The next video, we're going to get the pergola posts, we're going to get them prepped up, get them in place, pour the concrete for them, and then I'll probably build the formwork going around it and lay down the rebar in the next video. And then we just got to pour the concrete, and then we've at least got the base done. And then the welding work that we're going to be doing might be another week and a half or so. I also want to experiment with doing some concrete sanding on this slab as well. The only problem is that you need to wait at least 4 weeks before you can do some staining on it. So we'll just get the base of it done as soon as possible, and then we can start work on the garage, and then we'll revisit this who knows when, sometime in the future. Awesome guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.